Have you ever been hurt so deeply that you began to wonder whether you were still worthy of love? Trauma can leave behind more than memories. It can leave questions like, why did this happen to me? Why do I struggle? And why do I feel ashamed when I was the one who was actually hurt? Psalm chapter 149 verse 4 says, "For the Lord takes pleasure in his people. He will beautify the humble with his salvation." What Psalm is saying is it's a declaration of God's joyful love for his people and for his power to restore those who come to him humbly. It speaks directly to anyone who feels rejected, ashamed, overlooked, or defined by their pain. God doesn't merely tolerate his people. God actually takes pleasure in them. Trauma has a way of changing how we see ourselves. Okay? And it may cause a person to feel unsafe, unwanted, ashamed, or even difficult to love. Sometimes the wound is not only what happened, but the wound comes from others actually saying to us, just get over it. Why is this still bothering you? Why are you still talking about it? See, God takes what trauma tried to stain and he covers it with his grace. I'm on a healing journey. I was abused from a child at the age of 5 years old. I have a father wound. And I was also abused at the time that I was 13 years old by sexual and physical abuse. It turned into trauma, which turned into PTSD, which led me to live a very difficult life. God put me on a healing journey. He sent me on a journey, and he actually had me sit down and write a book. And page after page, I began to start healing. A few years ago, my mom had passed away in 2019. I was with my mom when she passed away. I was actually with her the day that she actually dropped to the ground. I was with her, and I was also the one that helped to put together her celebration of life. Several years after that, my sisters had decided to do a gathering, I guess, per se, on the water. My mom was cremated, and they wanted to get on a pontoon boat and spread her ashes along the water. I was invited to this occasion, but I wasn't able to actually make it. And so once the event happened, my sister had posted videos of the water and the ashes being spread around. And my husband took note that she didn't tag me in this post. She left me out of it. She didn't tag me as being one of the daughters of my mom. So I had reached out to my sister and I asked her, why she didn't tag me in it. And she said, well, had you been here, I would have tagged you. And I said, well, there were several people that you tagged that live out of state and they didn't come and you still tag them. And she began to get very testy with me. In fact, she got downright nasty with me. And no matter what I was saying about the reason why I couldn't come to this event several years after the fact of doing this event, it didn't matter. I was made to feel ashamed. I was made to feel guilty. I was made to feel like my feelings didn't matter. And it got pretty aggressive. And see, at this time of my life, these were issues that I was dealing with as God had me on this healing journey of pruning away certain people from my life that had continuously made me feel that I wasn't worthy, that I didn't deserve to be tagged in this video that they had posted for my mother's cremation remains being spread around in the water, that I wasn't worthy enough. And see, that's the lie of the devil. That's what the devil was wanting me to believe. He wanted to put those thoughts in my head and make me feel that as if I wasn't worthy to belong or to be considered as in this video that she had tagged everyone, being the daughter of the person that they were spreading the remains of the cremation. So my point of this is that trauma can put us and set us back from situations like this. Because I do have PTSD, I suffer from that. These kinds of behaviors will set me back. Disrespect sets me back. It puts me in a spiral that I have to literally work on all the time. I have to work on that part of being able to lift that to God and ask God to help heal that part of me that has a hard time dealing with people's disrespect, especially from people that you love and care about. So if anybody has been in a situation where they have felt pushed out of a family event or a situation such as this, that because you couldn't do what they needed you to do or be at an event because they needed you to be there or wanted you to be there, because you couldn't be there, that they made you feel shame, unworthy. I want to let you know that that's not what God intends for us. God doesn't want you to be in bondage with those types of behaviors or with those types of people. See, on your healing journey, you're going to start seeing where God will start pruning away what no longer serves you. And those behaviors from other people don't serve you. You may have put up with that your whole life. You may have dealt with that. You may have felt shame, felt unworthy, and felt like you had to do things just to please others, just to make everybody happy. But no, you don't have to do that. If you can't make an event for whatever reason, that should be the end of it. That should be the end of it, and there shouldn't be any regret or someone retaliating and making you feel horrible because you couldn't come, or to leave you out of something because you couldn't come. You don't have to become someone else to be loved by God. He takes you as you are. You can come to him faithfully, and then he restores what was broken. Healing doesn't mean that you can't forgive. You have to forgive the other person. You have to forgive what happened. But forgiveness is for you, and it's for you to establish a boundary with that person at that point and decide if you want to remain in a relationship or not. That's solely up to you. And I also want to say that when you're on a healing journey, you're going to find yourself crying at times. You're going to find yourself crying at the way you were treated or what you allowed to happen. You might feel shame, guilt, because once you start realizing that when God puts you on this journey, he's going to open your eyes to things. He's going to open your eyes to behaviors that just don't serve you well anymore from the other person or even from yourself. You know, if they don't serve you well, you need to get rid of that. Get rid of those behaviors that have held you back. And it starts with getting with God and asking him today, Father, what can I lift to you to help me start this journey? to help me start this healing journey with you? What can you help me to see that I need to rid myself of? And then ask him what the safest next steps will be for you. Ask him to guide you, to lead you on those safe, best next steps. Because he knows what you need more than you know what you need. So I hope if you're watching this video today, I hope it spoke to somebody. I hope someone can actually feel and understand the message that I'm relaying here. You don't have to be somebody else to please somebody else. You don't have to find yourself in a situation where you're always having to please. And then if you can't live up to that, feel shame for it. Feel shame for what you couldn't do for somebody else. That's not what God intends. That's not what God wants for you. God wants you to be released of that. And he wants you to be able to lift your burden to him and allow him to guide you on your journey every step of the way. I hope this message spoke to someone today. And may God bless you.